Welcome, this is the Winco Pocket Test Thermometer. As you can see, I've already taken it out of its packaging and I've used it a couple times. I'm very happy with it. It comes with this nice little pencil-like holder with a clip-on that you can attach right to your pocket. And you can see it has a small 1-inch diameter roughly display that we're going to take measurements in a moment and check on that. As you can see, when you take it out of its holder, it looks just like you would expect your typical kitchen thermometer to look like. It's sharp at the end and it has an adjustment dial over here. This little nut you can use to calibrate the thermometer. In this video, I'm going to be talking about three aspects. First, functionality. Second, fit and finish. And third, value. Before we begin, let's take a look at the measurements. As you can see, this is a very small item, measuring in at a length of about 5 inches. And the dial, we are going to confirm it's about 1 inch. And it's just over an inch. It's exactly what you expect a pocket-sized thermometer to measure at. Now that does mean if you're working with very hot foods, you may have to get a little close to them to get an accurate reading. But I think that's alright. I think the size of this item is pretty much spot on. Moving on to functionality. What I really like about this thermometer is how fast it stabilizes. Let me show you. I have here a cup of warm water. Not boiling, just warm. I place it in. You can see that we get a reading in maybe about 15 seconds or so. Stabilizes at 80 degrees. That was quick. I've got a digital pocket thermometer that takes quite a bit longer than this one. I like it. Another advantage of this thermometer, and I'm not sure if you saw this earlier, but it does have both a Fahrenheit and a Celsius reading. The Celsius reading is on the inner circle. It's a little harder to spot, but it's not too bad. I've already talked before about the holder. The holder fits snug. It doesn't wobble at all. If I turn it upside down, it doesn't fall out. The clip here behaves just like you would expect a clip to behave. It's nice and secure. There's only one drawback I see to this thermometer, which is the display over here. It's a little bit small, and I know it's supposed to be a pocket thermometer. I would have liked it to be just a little bit bigger. It's hard to see, especially when it gets fogged up, what the temperature reading is. But it's workable. I would still say it's well worth the value. Moving on to fit and finish. Out of the box, this item is ready to use, at least in my case. I tested it out using the hot water and the cold water method, and it was perfectly calibrated. Not an issue there. Now, of course, if you do decide to get one of these, I recommend you check the calibration before you use the thermometer for safety. Mine was ready to use out of the box. Looking at the item and its sleeve, I don't see any kind of imperfections, any scratches, dents, cracks. The display, crystal clear. No fit and finish issues whatsoever. And finally, value. This item's a bargain. It's just $2. $2 for something so simple, functional, reliable. It's a great deal. I mentioned earlier one of my favorite things about this pocket thermometer is how fast it reads the temperature. I'm going to show you this right here. For lunch, I'm making some delicious thyme chicken. We're going to find out if it's ready. We're going to take our thermometer out of its holder. We are going to check the chicken. Now remember, this thermometer needs to go 1.5 inches into the food. So if you need to go at an angle, that's fine. We're going to insert it here. We are checking the reading. The thermometer is reading 160 on this piece. Now remember, chicken needs to be cooked to an internal temperature of at least 165. You can see from the video the needle is moving really fast. Now this piece over here is reading in at 180. So we have one of the wings that's ready, the other one looks like it needs to go a little bit longer. So I'm going to leave this about 5 more minutes. To sum things up, this is a very basic but very functional item. You want to make sure the food you make is safe. And for $2, it's very, very affordable and well worth the price. I'm very happy with it. I plan to continue using it. This review was short. I did not have a lot to cover. It's like I said, it's a very, very basic item. But if you have questions, let me know in the comments section and I will do my best to address them.